Yo, what's up Loot Now fam? Today we're diving into some fresh free-to-play gems on Steam. Without further ado, let's get down to it. The Seventh Sign project drops you straight into a pixelated battlefield that feels like a love letter to the golden age of shooters, but with a twist that will have you questioning your own sanity. From the opening credits, the game throws you into a world that's both beautiful and brutal, with hand-drawn backgrounds that pop against the neon-lit, retro-futuristic skyline. Every level is a visual feast, but it's the sheer volume of weaponry that really sets this one apart. You're handed a ridiculous arsenal. Think a mix of classic 8-bit guns and over-the-top, sci-fi weapons that blast like a fireworks display. Each bullet feels distinct, and the game rewards experimentation. Want to take a tank out with a single shot? Throw a grenade at a horde of enemies and watch them disintegrate in a glorious explosion of pixels. The game's difficulty curve is unforgiving, but it's a curve you'll want to climb. One miss can mean a full reset, but the payoff is a rush that feels like you're playing a high-stakes arcade game where every hit matters. Bosses in the Seventh Sign project are a true homage to Contra 4, with enemies that move in impossible patterns and require you to anticipate their next move. The sheer variety keeps the gameplay fresh. You'll find yourself dodging laser grids that feel like a Doom-style deathmatch, while also fighting giant, multi-phase bosses that test your reflexes and strategy. Each boss is a puzzle, a test of your ability to adapt on the fly. The game's pacing is tight, there's no room for idle scrolling. Every frame demands focus, and that's part of the charm. The episodic structure adds another layer of depth. Each episode feels like a self-contained chapter, with its own theme and progression, yet they all weave together into a larger narrative that's as compelling as the gameplay. The developers have done a masterclass in balancing nostalgia with modern design, delivering a game that feels both fresh and familiar. If you're a retro gaming metalhead who loves the grind of classic shooters, or if you're simply looking for a challenge that will keep you on the edge of your seat, the Seventh Sign project is a must-read. Prepare for an unexpected shock, because this game doesn't just push your skill, it pushes the very limits of what a 2D platform shooter can be. The Devil's Strait isn't a game you'll play for a casual stroll. It's a tight, 15-minute plunge into a world that twists and turns like a nightmare on deck. From the moment you step into Thomas Center's shoes, the stakes feel personal. His wife Ruth vanished a decade ago, and the only thing left to guide him is a battered boat and a trusty harpoon gun. That simplicity sets the tone. You're alone, the sea is your only ally, and every creek could be a clue or a threat. What makes this experience bite is how the environment itself becomes an adversary. The ship isn't just a backdrop, it morphs around you. One minute you're inspecting rusted ironwork, and the next the corridors rearrange, throwing off your sense of direction. The developers nailed that psychological disorientation, making each turn feel like a fresh dread. Combat is a clever, if brutal, counterbalance. Those low-to-mid-tier creatures you encounter aren't mindless monsters. They're instinctual guardians of something far more sinister. The harpoon gun is a brutal but satisfying tool. Every shot feels earned, and the scarcity of ammo forces you to think before you fire. You learn early that health and ammunition are precious commodities. There's no room for reckless shooting. The narrative is delivered through scattered notes and the ship's decaying logs. You piece together Ruth's disappearance like a detective on a doomed ship, and that sense of piecing together a puzzle adds a layer of engagement beyond the jump scares. The writing is tight, the pacing brisk, and the stakes high enough that you're left breathing a little harder as soon as the credits roll. In short, The Devil's Strait is a punchy, atmospheric horror adventure that trades length for intensity. It's a brief but memorable dive into a sea of dread, perfect for players who crave a quick, emotionally resonant scare. Dark Watching. Chapter 1, The Bunker pulls you straight into a tense first-person horror adventure. You step into the shoes of Jacob, desperate to find his missing sister, and the only way forward is through a long-abandoned bunker that feels like a living nightmare. Every corridor is a puzzle waiting to be solved, every door a potential trap, and a virus-infected human stalks you at every turn. One wrong move, and the game ends. What makes this experience stand out is its atmospheric depth. The lighting is brutal, the sound design almost suffocating, and every creak feels like a warning. You'll find yourself constantly on edge, flashlight in hand, as you piece together clues and activate mechanisms that seem to mock your every attempt. The stakes are high, and the game rewards careful observation and clever thinking. The biggest twist comes from the choice you make. Your decisions don't just influence the story, they lead to one of 3 distinct endings, giving the game a replay value that's rare in horror titles. That said, the game's short runtime might leave some players craving more depth, and the pacing can feel uneven in the middle sections. All in all, dark watching. Chapter 1 The Bunker delivers a chilling, immersive horror experience that will keep you guessing until the very end. If you're a fan of atmospheric scares and mind-bending puzzles, this is a must-play.
Oh shit! Fuck this.
Imagine waking up to the husk of a city that's been swallowed by a nuclear fire. The air tastes of ash, the ground is a maze of crumbling concrete, and every corner holds a threat: radiation, hunger, disease, and the ever-looming chill of a nuclear winter. In this game, survival isn't just a mechanic. It's a mood, a constant reminder that every breath could be your last. Your mission? Escape the dying metropolis and find the love of your youth, all while piecing together the mystery of missing documents that could change the fate of the few survivors left. Along the way, you'll encounter stories of strangers, solve puzzles that test your wits, and face moral crossroads. Do you risk everything to help those you meet, or do you cut your losses and move on? The choices feel heavy because the world reacts, weather shifts, factions realign, and the city itself becomes a living, breathing entity. Combat is brutal. You'll trade blows in fistfights where raw strength and quick reflexes decide who lives. Bandits lurk in alleys, and enemies will attack if you're careless. But you're not alone. A loyal companion can be found, offering aid in the hunt for supplies and protection in the darkest nights. The game's atmosphere is haunting, its narrative poignant, and its world dynamic enough to keep you on edge. If you crave a survival experience that forces you to think, fight, and make hard choices, this demo is worth a spin. Just remember, every decision echoes in the ruins. Let's dive into Whisper of Anima, a fresh indie title that's more than just a student project, it's a learning laboratory turned gaming experience. From Chiang Mai University, a team of bright minds has crafted an isometric world that feels both charming and tense. The low-poly art style is clean, and the procedural generation keeps each run feeling fresh, so you'll never run into the same ghostly corridor twice. The core loop is simple yet satisfying. Search scattered locations for the pieces of the Exorcist pot. Gather them all at the final hub, seal the thing, and sprint out before the restless spirits catch you. The chase sequences are tight, turning every step into a heart-pounding decision. Add to that a quick rhythm minigame that breaks up the tension and gives you a chance to score points for the leaderboard. It's a solid showcase of teamwork and game design. The mechanics are polished, the pacing is tight, and the visual style is distinct. Whisper of Anima proves that even a student collaboration can produce a game that's both engaging and memorable. If you're into atmospheric puzzles, procedural thrills, or just love a good indie vibe, give this one a try.
The flood is spreading.
Spartan Survivors drops you straight into the heat of Halo's most relentless battles, but with a twist that makes it feel brand new. Picture a Bullethel where every enemy wave feels like a test of reflexes and strategy. And you're a Spartan fighting not just the Covenant, but the Flood too. The game's roguelite core means every run is different. Shuffle through 10 distinct levels, choose from 5 escalating difficulty modes, and pick from 21 weapons that each have up to 5 evolutions. That adds up to 105 weapon paths, plus 14 perks that unlock 56 upgrades. So the progression feels deep even if you're just looking for a quick, frantic session. 8 playable Spartans each bring their own weapon, perk, and stat loadout, giving you plenty of variety whether you're a seasoned veteran or a fresh recruit. And if you're the kind who likes to tweak every setting, the custom game mode lets you tailor the experience to your exact taste. Control everything from spawn rates to enemy types. The developers have poured a lot of passion into this title, and it shows. The director's own words, "Really love to see the passion you and your team have poured into this experience," are a testament to the fun that's already resonating with players. Since hitting itch.io last June, Spartan Survivors has racked up over 10,000 unique downloads and a steady stream of positive feedback. It's a solid, addictive spin on Halo's universe that's worth checking out, even though it's not officially endorsed by Microsoft. If you're craving chaotic, skill-based action with a heavy Halo flavor, this one's for you.
We can wipe them out.
Need heroes to
Welcome to the cozy world of Yay Guild Clerk. From the moment you step into the guild hall, you're greeted by a charming 2.5D aesthetic that feels like a living storybook. The game places you behind the clerk's desk, and every day is a new opportunity to shape the lives of a cast of adorable animal adventurers. What makes this game stand out is its emphasis on conversation over combat. You hand out quests, dole out gold, and assign gear, but the real heart of the experience lies in the casual chats that happen behind the counter. Each animal has a unique backstory, quirks, and a personal struggle you can help with, and the choices you make ripple through their journeys. It's a subtle yet powerful way to build friendships, or if you're feeling mischievous, a few frenemies. The pacing is gentle, perfect for players who crave character-driven narratives and a relaxed fantasy vibe. The art style is warm and inviting, and the soundtrack swells just enough to keep you engaged without overpowering the subtlety of the interactions. If you love a game that feels like a gentle hug, where every choice matters and every creature has a story, Yay Guild Clerk is a delightful addition to your collection. It may not offer intense action, but it rewards you with heartwarming relationships and a sense of community that lingers long after you've finished the last quest.
No, go on. Why?
Welcome to the Shadows of Dungeon Stalkers, a third-person PvP dungeon crawler that turns the classic dungeon crawl on its head. Picture yourself as a stalker, a lone hunter slipping through endless corridors, hunting for loot, honor, and truth. Every run feels fresh because the witch's curse reshuffles the rules on the fly. One moment you're crushing monsters, the next your gear might be cursed, your vision flickering, or your enemies gaining an edge. It's a constant battle of wits and reflexes. What sets this game apart is its blend of escape survival and competitive PvE. The darkness isn't just a backdrop, it's an ally. Use it to ambush other stalkers, to hide from a guardian that stalks the depths, or to dodge a curse that turns the light into a hazard. The combat system rewards strategy. Your armor can be shattered by relentless foes, leaving you exposed. So you must decide when to fight head-on and when to slip into shadows, using your unique skills to outmaneuver both monsters and other players. And the loot, rare and legendary weapons are hidden deep in these cursed halls, giving you the power to push further. Every run ends with a choice. Escape with your spoils or dive deeper to face the witch's guardians. Former heroes turn dark. Dungeon Stalkers is a tense, thrilling mix of exploration, survival, and PvP that keeps you on edge, wondering which corner will hide your next death or your next triumph. Dive in, stalk the shadows, and claim your fate. When you first light up, you're a tiny, sentient bulb in a world that feels both alien and oddly familiar. There's no story, just a spark of curiosity and an instinct to survive. As you drift through neon cityscapes, eerie laboratories, alien cliffs, starlit voids, and slime-soaked caverns, you gradually piece together who you were and who you'll become. The game throws you into a sprawling Metroidvania with over 100 handcrafted stages. Each area is a lesson in mechanics, a puzzle waiting to be solved, and a shortcut waiting to be discovered. You'll acquire more than 10 unlockable abilities: dash, grapple, wall climb, side shift, platform conjuring, and more. Mastering each feels like unlocking a new way to look at the world, and when you start chaining them together, you're not just moving, you're inventing your own solutions. The design is tight and forgiving. Checkpoints are generous, hazards are readable, and the controls feel snappy whether you're on a controller or a keyboard. For speedrunners, the routes are clean and full of potential skips. For completionists, hidden rooms, optional trials, and collectible passages reward a thorough exploration without blocking the main path. Visually, the game is crisp and readable, with each biome instantly recognizable. The audio cues are punchy, giving you instant feedback when you hit a high point or narrowly avoid a hazard. The result is a game that feels both approachable and deep, rewarding both quick playthroughs and meticulous mastery. If you love a challenge that lets you shape your own path, this tiny bulb will light the way. Welcome to the world of Crystal of Atlan, the Magic Link MMO that's redefining what fast-paced action can look like. From the moment you launch the game, you're thrust into a whirlwind of 3D combos that feel both razor-sharp and satisfying. The developers have nailed that air combo mechanic. Every jump, every dodge, every knockback feels purposeful, and the screen explodes with dynamic visual flair that never feels over the top. Cross-platform play is a breath of fresh air. Whether you're on a PC or a mobile device, the controls stay tight, and your character's momentum carries seamlessly across devices. That means you can pick up the fight on a train, then drop into a 3v3 team battle on the go without missing a beat. The PvP system is where the game truly shines. 1v1 ranked matches and 3v3 team battles strip away the grind of character scaling. Everyone starts with the same stats, so it's pure skill, timing, and coordination that win the day. Watch as a well-timed combo ripples through the battlefield, turning a single strike into a cinematic spectacle. There are over 10 distinct classes with more than 20 skills each, allowing for endless customization. Mix and match to create a build that feels uniquely yours, whether you're a whirlwind of elemental strikes or a tanking powerhouse that can absorb and counter. The Coop dungeons reinforce this versatility. Each boss requires a different team composition, so communication and synergy are paramount. The setting is just as compelling. Floating islands, decayed ruins, and a world where magic and tech collide create a vivid backdrop for your adventures. The lore is teased through quests and environmental storytelling, keeping you curious about the forgotten civilizations. All in all, Crystal of Atlan delivers a high-octane combat experience that rewards precision, offers genuine cross-platform freedom, and provides a rich, collaborative world to explore. If you're looking for an MMO that feels more like a fighting game than a grind, this is the place to be. Thanks for sticking with me through that. If you enjoyed what you saw, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an update. Catch you next time.